So I'm trying to repair leaky, cracked air intake rubber boots on a 1980 Yamaha Maxima. I've taken the gas tank off after I struggled to get the first two outer boots off. Here's what they look like after you take them off. See how they're all kind of, you can see the crack. I noticed a chirping sound when I was riding, and my buddy told me that maybe these need to be replaced or coated in silicone of some sort. Replacing them is going to cost at least $65, and that's from a place in Taiwan, so I don't know if I trust that place. First I'll try this method. There's the gas tank. Took it off. Very simple. Seat. That's what she looks like. See, I still have the inner ones to go. So that's what I'm working with now, and I'm having... The reason I took the gas tank off was because I'm having trouble getting my hands, even my hands are not small enough to get in there and get the bolts off. I'll show you what the bolt looks like. There's what the bolt looks like. It's got an Allen wrench type socket. And to get in there, I had to take my Allen wrench and cut it off. See how I made it shorter? Here's what a regular one looks like. And this part here was too long to get in to those tight spaces, so I cut it with a hacksaw, no problem. Alright, I'm going to keep working on getting the other one off, and I will come back. This one loose. You can see in there, there's each one has a ring holding it on one side with a screw. That's pretty easy to get off. Hopefully it'll be easy to get back on, we'll see. And then it has these two bolts. There's this isn't very interesting for you to watch the back of my hand. But anyway, I'm trying to get... I loosened it up with some penetrating oil. Like so. And it's out. That's what I used, penetrating blaster. I don't want to recommend any brand or anything like that. It works. Okay, so this one's ready to come off. I've got both sides off, both bolts out, and I'm going to loosen it up in here with a screwdriver just to make it easier for me to scooch it off. Get the light back on. There we go. Torch on. There we go. That works better. Can't see the movie if you can't see the movie. I'm just going to loosen it up. I didn't take the carburetor off it. I'm pretty new at this, so I'm not going to take the carburetor off. The gas tank was easy to get off. Okay, I got that loosened up. I'm going to try to push this side out. There, it's coming out pretty good. Reach in there and pull it off. Maybe. I don't think I'm doing any damage here. Well, again, we'll see. This is a first run for me. Okay. Let me see it come right off of there. Getting it back on. We'll see what happens when I try to put it back on. That'll be another day though, because I have to cover these and let them cure. And that's another one. I got one to go. It's on the other side. And that's a tricky one because the bolts are at a funky angle. I shall return. Bolt on this remaining one is there in a spot that's really hard to get to. I put some penetrating oil on, and I'll see if I can take it off. Modify a few things. Since again it's hard to get in there, so to lengthen it I have a magnetic handle here, and it's not tight, but it was enough to get the tool in there for the one I just took off, and now we'll see if it's good enough for this one. So I have to get in there somehow. Okay, I'll come back. This one off, but I'm gonna check it out here. I don't really see a lot of cracks on that one. Turn the light on. See, that one actually looks pretty good. I'm gonna look at the other side. I don't see cracks in this one. Using my handy dandy camera. Can't really see very well, sorry. Let me blow it up a little bit. That's it right there. I'm going to consider leaving this one alone. I gave up on that last one because it doesn't have these massive cracks. Let me turn the light on here. It doesn't have these cracks like some of these do. You can see the crack in there. It actually, I don't know that these are cracked all the way through, but I've cleaned them up with some paper towels, trying to get as much grease and dirt off of them. I'm going to try this Flex Seal, and the reason I'm using this liquid rubber in a can, they call it, is because their other products talk about being flammable, and this is flammable of course when it's wet, but there's nothing on the can that says that it's going to be a danger after it's dry. So it's not exactly silicone. I don't know what it is, to tell you the truth. I'll have to read the no ingredients listed on the can. So you've all seen Phil Swift on TV. There he is, the Flex Seal guy. Okay, I'm not recommending this. I'm trying it, see how it does. I'm gonna use rubber gloves on this just to protect myself, and I have a little paintbrush that is disposable, and I will have at it here. Okay. Open this can up. And you don't want to shake this. It's like any kind of finishing product. You want to stir it just to make sure that there's nothing gunked up on the bottom. And if you leave the cap off on this stuff, it'll skim over pretty quickly. So it's good to not leave the cap out. It's just gooey, sort of like gooey stuff. Okay. I'm going to take my first one here. I'm going to paint it with this stuff. I'm going to fill in all cracks, but not on the side that needs to. I'll wipe off the stuff that gets in the on the ends, because for one thing there needs to be a gasket on one end, and the other side needs to seal too. and I don't want to make it uneven, so I will clean it off once I'm done here. There's one. Hopefully this dries, and I'll give it a couple of days before I put it back on the bike. Again, I do not recommend this brand. I'm trying it. I'm trying something besides buying new rubber boots. I love my bike. I will spend money on it if I have to. But if I don't have to, I'll try this. Filling all the cracks with this stuff. I'm going to probably put 2 coats on it. So I'll come back tomorrow and put another coat on after this one cures a little bit. And there's the third one. Get it all over, because there's probably cracks that I'm not seeing. I probably put it too thick on that first one. I'm going to go back and brush that first one back and try to get it a little less gooed. Yeah, see, it's already slippery. That's why I'm wearing these gloves. I would not want this stuff on my hands, even though probably some of it's going to get on my hands. Okay. Alright, there's that. And I'm going to let those dry for a few days. A couple of days. Didn't mean to use that brush. I meant to use this brush. Oh well. That's it. So I'll go out and do the one that's on the bike. And here's what they look like after they dried. And I went ahead and got some gasket material. This one is Velcro Caro Pack, and it's just some paper gasket material. Just trace around the part where it's going to go on and cut it out. Screws are just there so I don't lose my place. And we're going to put them back on one by one. I scraped all the leftover old gasket material off with a razor blade and a file and some sandpaper. Wasn't too hard. And I'm going to try to get one on, and I'll try to get that inner one on there, and we'll be back. Okay, well, it wasn't easy, but I got that first one in there. Now I'm having trouble reaching the screws. I have my modified, I cut off that end of this Allen wrench to make it short. I'm just having trouble. I may have to take whatever this off. Magneto cover to get to it. Okay, I gave up on that one I was working on for now, because I'm having trouble getting the inner screw on. I had a little trouble getting this one, even though it's an outer one, but it seems to be going on. Started it with a needle nose, because it has these finger threads, you see. See better if I turn the light on. And finishing with my bastardized Allen wrench, if I can get that puppy in there. Doesn't look great. I'd almost suggest spend the money to get new ones. But we'll see how it does when I'm all. Aluminum, don't want to over tighten, so that's why they have the finger things, but I'm going to give it just a little snug. I think that should be fine. Yeah, that one's snug already. Okay, now I got to put the cap back on. And then this one, oh, and the ring. That ring there goes around it. That shouldn't be too bad. I'll do both those things now and come back on. I say I'm not real pleased at the way this stuff's turning out, but I've started it, and if for some reason it doesn't work, I will have to buy new ones. Throw one on finally. I had to do a little more cutting on another Allen wrench so I can get the angle, so I can get inside there and turn it. But anyway, it's on there now. I have to put this last one back on. Right here. And then I have to put the, well, before I do that I have to put the ring on. That goes on the carburetor side. Well, the air intake side. Whatever that is, I don't know. And then I'll put the last baffle on, the last rubber boot on. And then, since I took this magneto cover off, it looks like I'm going to have to make or buy another gasket when I put it back on. No biggie. Okay, I got the last rubber boot on. Again, I don't recommend Flex Seal for this job. It seemed to peel off rubber on rubber. Of course, they never claimed that they would stick to rubber, and I didn't read that, I guess. So I may just buy me a new set if this doesn't seal the leaks. When I took the magneto cover off, looks like I need to replace the gasket, and then I'll look online and see if I can find one. And then put the gas tank and the seat back on, and ain't done yet. So getting this magneto cover back on is what I'm doing now. I bought a gasket. It was the right gasket, luckily. And now I'm trying to clean off the old gasket with a razor blade. And the tip of a file, scraping. Be back. Finished product. Got the magneto cover on. Warmed up a lot faster than it usually does. This is a good sign. Good sign that there's no leakage. I don't hear any leakage. Any vacuum leakage. I'm going to take it around the block. See how it feels.